Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 142 of the Top Loaded Podcast. And it's going to be a great one. Just looking back on some sets, looking forward to some sets, and just general chit chat about cards before we get into the hectic month, which is December. Yep, somehow December is round the corner. But before we introduce our very, very special guest to talk all things cards, a massive thanks yet again to the guys over at Third Down UK for powering up this episode of the Top Loaded Podcast. Whether you need your card stands, custom card sets, grade preparation kits, mats, backboards, you name it, they've got it. So head over to their website and use TTP10 at checkout. And talking about 10% off, and the man who has got 10% off discount if you want to buy any top snails, which is fancy below, the one, the only GBW. How you doing, my friend?
Very well, thank you. Very, very well. I hope you're good as well.
I was saying, I'm doing very well. Like I say, it's been a few weeks since we last on before, and it's been quite intriguing seeing some of the breaks that you and Charlie obviously put out at Dub Breaks. Obviously, for us, we're biased, so we're going to start one place and one place only, which is the Women's Sapphire. Obviously, it's come to a conclusion at the moment for your cases, but we personally are going to say this is set of the year for women's collectors as well. But my God, if they followed this format for other sets, it would be a much more positive world for the trading card collectors at the moment.
Oh, honestly, it is product of the year. I don't think there's anything to replace that. I mean, it's taken them till November to release product of the year, but wow, unbelievable. Out of 50 or less, we had cases with multiple one-of-ones in. You got super fractors, papradashers to chase, rookie chases. Oh, honestly, wow. The only thing that was missing was dual autos, but that's not really a Sapphire thing. But can you imagine the scenes if that happened? But wow. What a pleasure it was to break that product, as you would have discovered as well with that break night you joined us on. I mean, it was just, it was so much fun. You never knew what was round the corner, but it was always going to be a banger.
I was going to say, it's such a weird, we will mention that we've done a triple case of Chrome, and in comparison with that one, you're looking for one card in a case that you kind of go, oh, wow, all right, we've actually got a card. But Sapphire, you get spoiled because you get to a point of you expect every time you open a pack that you know is going to have a parallel, you're like, right, this is going to be good. And cards, it shouldn't be like that with again on common trends. But the craziest thing is if you have a numbered auto in a box, there's a chance that you have another numbered card behind it. We've seen some breaks that we've watched or even been a part of that there's like a 5 auto and then behind it was a 1-of-1 or vice versa. And it's just a crazy set. But most importantly, looking at that set now is the prices as well. The resale market, the boxes isn't enough fully dried out now. I don't think there's many cases left that haven't been opened. But are you surprised actually how well some of the prices are actually doing for this Sapphire?
I mean, after the Chrome Hobby, do I say disaster of a release?
I think that's fair.
It's pretty close to being a disaster. I mean, there was such high hopes for it. We always knew it was going to be different without Arsenal in there, which is quite a big chunk of the women's collector base wiped out there, not getting involved, although you found a way with the hack and spot. But yeah, it was surprising to see the prices high in Sapphire, but it's great. I think this release has saved the women's market in the UK and the world, I'd say. I mean, it's just as I mentioned a minute ago, the failure. We'll go with failure, I think, of Women's Chrome Hobby releasing it at 120. Was it £120? Realistically, it's like a £50-60 hobby box with the prices spots are going for in breaks and singles and all that, and the hit rate as well is just oh god, it just transports you back to that triple case break where honestly hell to break. But then you bring out Sapphire, and I mean when it first got announced, I was thinking, oh, it's still going to be a bit meh. I didn't know it would be like that. I was not expecting multiple out of 5s, out of 10s, 1-of-1s in each case. Crazy hit rate, reduced auto checklist as well. So you're not getting, I don't know, people like Francisca Kett every other box. No offense to the lass, I'm sure she's a lovely girl. But yeah, honestly, and then the prices, as you say, that there's one player to pick out, especially with the prices. Rosa Kafaji. Do you want to elaborate on the prices?
Yeah, so for context, like if we was looking at prior years, it's not a top rookie. Obviously, for me, would be the rookie to go for. But if you're looking pre-release, you're probably looking at Linda Caicedo, Corvantina, Lily Johans, especially now she's confirmed as a US women's player. And so then Kofaji like that second tier. And normally a second tier rookie card to 5 from Sapphire, you're probably looking about 150 area. But one has sold out of the 5 publicly on eBay for $320, which for a player that is still young, not getting into Arsenal's first team, shows how much money there is out there. I'm very fortunate to have 2 of them cards as it is. I didn't purchase the one on eBay, but then the one of one's been pulled and it's been listed at like $2,000, which is not a million miles off, depending on Lily Johans one of one Papradash had done 1.7, which is unheard of, really, for them type prices, which has now slowly brought prices up. And looking at some of the older sets, it's even doing great stuff for the older cards from first year Chrome, even second year Chrome, but mainly first year Sapphire, which was second year Chrome. It's just great to see. I'm looking at some of the cards to my left thinking the price I got them for is absolutely ridiculous in comparison. So do you think, obviously, it's such a tricky market, the women's one, of obviously, if you're looking at actually last 12 calendar months, women's only sets, you don't get any really. You get Chrome, you get Sapphire, you get obviously maybe a Women's Champions League knockout as well. Otherwise, that is it card wise. So there's not really a supply in the market of 6 months down the line. Will a card come up on the market that hasn't come up already? Odds are so low that near enough everything sells in the first month and then it's done. So obviously very different to men's, and obviously with your collecting as well, like Eze, that the sets slowly emerge through the year. Don't you find it so strange now that the women's one, realistically, you could be 10 months off another proper release, like a proper hobby set release?
Yeah, that's why, because I didn't really have a PC before entering Women's Chrome this year. It was good to find someone. So I've got Karchawi, Rainbow, try my best of it. And Sapphire obviously helped quite massively of that because the low rated hits in that was crazy. But yeah, as you say, with the men's stuff, it becomes a bit too much at times to keep up with what cards I want. I mean, in the last few weeks or so, I've had Impeccable Obsidian. I think there must have been another Premier League release recently. But the amount of Eze cards which have started to flood the market has been absolutely crazy. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. A few weeks ago, I sold a load of Ezes I didn't want, which weren't his rookie year. I was going to focus on rookie year. And then I'm going on Card Hobby buying 23, 24 Eze out of 25s, which inevitably I'm going to end up selling because I don't want them for the PC. So that's the joy of the women's market, because you've got Women's Chrome, Women's Sapphire, maybe a few other niche inclusions with Don Russ. They like to do the US women's national team, and I suppose in Deco there'll be a few women's cards as well. They do like to have that in there, and the other on-demand sets. But as you say, apart from that, it's very scarce, so difficult to pick up the cards you want, I guess.
Yeah, obviously we don't want to talk too much about the women's side of the hobby, but always a massive part of our collecting, also mine massively as well. But we've got to mention, obviously this week is quite a big week for women's side of it as well. Obviously not card related, but sticker related. The WSL second edition now, which seems quite crazy, has been a year already since the first one. Will be releasing this Thursday at all good local retailers, and also on top Panini's website. When I think women's cards and stickers, I naturally just presume it's Tops, but I do forget Panini do work for 1 year, 1 year every 1 week every year, I suppose, for the women's side of the hobby. But it's going to be great fun. 397 stickers in the base, like in the album, which is not terrible amount in comparison to. I believe you told me there was a top Champions League sticker book last year, which was going into like the 600s or something absolutely mental.
Yeah, I think this year's one is in the 500, 600s as well. It's absolutely crazy. You've got, I think it's 11 stickers per team in the Champions League, and then additional stickers on top of that. You have got some nice women's stickers in that collection, though. That's what I will say. You have got the Women's Champions League Team of the Season. That's in there. You've got ones to watch from this season, and you got some memories that stick. We like that moment there. That was a great pun. So yeah, if you are a women's collector and you are, looking to pick up some stickers, you can find them in the Champions League album. Definitely feel like they could have done more women's stickers in there. I mean, if you're doing teams like Arsenal, you could have on one page the men's team, and then even do a half page of the lady stickers. Why not? They would sell. They'd be very popular amongst the women's community. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to the WSL sticker collection. As you say, it's been a whole year, nearly.
Yeah, like I say, obviously, I'm over you being a Chloe Kelly collector as well. You obviously be tracking down her 2 stickers, I believe, in it. For me, obviously, collecting all the Arsenal stickers bar one. Famously, for anyone who obviously does follow my social media, they'll know that I wasn't too fond of the previous Arsenal manager at the end of his tenure, Mr. Jonas Eideveld. He's famously in the sticker book this year. How fun! Can't wait for someone to PSA his sticker and then try and give it to me. But no, it's obviously going to be great fun. Obviously, coming out this Thursday, £45 retail for a box of stickers. Obviously, multitude of different other ways of collecting as well. You've got pocket tins, you've got multi sets, you've got starter packs, you've got there's loads of different ones now. I lose track of all the different. I remember when it used to just be single packs and then an album. But I'm going to say it's going to be a great fun. Were you going to be PSAing anything this year from the sticker book, or maybe the Chloe Kellys for the PC?
Yeah, I'm thinking the Chloe Kellys, to be honest. Last year I did line up quite a big sub of women's stickers, and I just ended up doing Chloe Kelly. Yeah, and that's about it. Maybe one other player, but yeah, I think some more Chloe Kellys will be added into the list. If I can get some more signed, then maybe do that. Depends if Panini offer out some nice opportunities to film with some players. Like last year, the Chloe Kelly and Nikita Paris are both brilliant pleasure to film with, actually. Yeah. So down to earth, easy to easy. They got well into it. That's so hopefully we can do something like that again this year. That'd be good fun. But yeah, what about you? Going to PSA any stickers?
I think I should still. As famously, everyone knows me and Graydon. Famously, should be sending off. I've got some first year ones I need to send off, so I probably will. But this year, I think it's 100% Caldente. She's definitely going to be on, especially she's got I think an impact or something or other, like a special sticker, so to call. So I'll be definitely sending one of them off. I probably will go along the lines of probably Katie McCabe again. I've got her first year stickers I want to send off. Also, she was in the Men's Champions League sticker album last year with Team of the Season sticker in there. So I want to get that one off because that's quite a niche sticker. You don't see that often. Yeah, probably just maybe a Steiner, believe it or not, for anyone who does watch. But no, it's going to be great fun. I'm looking forward to absolute degenning 2 boxes of that when I receive them. Definitely going to be someone's going to look round and see 2 boxes, look back around, there'd be nothing because they go really quick. But no, it's going to say for us, it's an absolute fantastic time of year. Just a nice different rip. Obviously, this is the only sticker album I personally do. So, like I say, anyone who's going to collect it, do keep your eyes out from Thursday onwards, whether you want to order via Panini online or also most major retailers will be having them. No doubt everyone will be going for a meal deal and coming out with a £15 order of stickers, which I normally end up doing. But that can stay in the past because I definitely shouldn't do that this year. But moving.
You've muted your mic. No.
It's so good. When you just mute your mic on purpose, you kick the cable out.
Try again.
Yeah, trying again, famously. So what I was the Luke Littler set is finally coming out. Seems like it was previewed about 4 months ago, but finally released last Wednesday at 10 a.m. or midday. £150 a box, 4 cards per box, guaranteed on-card auto, which I'm in 2 minds with this, personally speaking. For you, asking from your perspective of, obviously, breaking is impossible for this set because you can't just sell a Luke Littler spot.
No.
It's going to be a bit of a boring break. But from your perspective, obviously, most sets, I know like we've seen it like the Victor Wembanyama set where you get a guaranteed autograph card, but all being on card, what do you think that really does for the value of it? Because it's not like a Prism or a Chrome where you've got to chase the auto. You just know you're going to get one. So for 150 quid, all right, there's parallels, but it's quite an intriguing one because if someone wants the auto, they can just buy a box.
Yeah, well, I suppose with this, it's an on-card auto. That's what you're paying the money for, and it's his rookie season as they've labelled there. So there won't be another set like it. And the demand's clearly there because it sold out within seconds on Topps' website. Very surprised they didn't do an EQL raffle for that one. That was an interesting move because they must have seen every post in the last few months has been in the comments. Bring out the littler set. So surely they must have known there was a big demand there, and they must have known as well that the box quantity was very limited. Supply and demand, people. That's what happens. Products do sell out. Don't get cross in the Topps comment section, please. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. For me personally, a box never really interested me. If I was to go for a darts box, it would obviously be the PDC one, which is coming very soon, actually. Which is a much easier one to break. But in terms of breaking this one, I think realistically the only thing you can do is like a hit draft type thing. So is it 4 cards a box?
I believe so.
I mean, that's just crazy. 4 cards for £150.
Yeah,
wow.
4 in-case trading cards, 1 guaranteed autograph card, 3 numbered cards per box.
Yeah, that's Well, if you're a darts fan, again, like I said, it sold out within seconds, so there's clearly demand for it. He's a great guy as well. Luke Little, I don't know if people have seen him on Ginger streams and everything like that. He's such a lad. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be one there. It's going to be very intriguing to see the resale market for the singles of that one. See, because obviously the main draw to them sets for a lot of people is either the match used flights, the game worn shirts, or obviously the on-card auto. So the other cards what are in the set, the actual parallel cards, will they go for a lot of money? That's going to be the one that I'm quite intrigued about. Obviously, time will tell. And obviously, I know you just referred to it there. Obviously, the PDC set is around the corner. We spoke about this before. Until we get a lot, I think until it's really in hand and people are opening it, you won't be able to make much more of a comment. But obviously, it's only now 3 weeks to the day, actually 3 weeks yesterday of recording this, that the PDC World Championship starts at Ali Pali, which I can't wait for. Ironically, I booked a week off work and it actually has fallen on the first week of the PDC World Championship. So I know I'm going to be absolute binge watching it. But obviously, we've seen a few pictures that Panini Deutschland put out. Funny enough, not Panini UK, Panini Deutschland brought them out. It looks like it's along the lines of it's not really modelled on another set. It's quite a unique design for its cards, quite nice. But obviously, it is confirmed now it's the paper route. However, we spoke about this before. Panini paper is not as bad as some of the other curated sets that we have seen in the past. So it won't be the worst quality that we are expecting. Just please, Panini, don't now make an awful set and now everyone's going to repeat my words.
Yeah. As we said, it's not going to be the worst quality in the world. It's going to be paper. Realistically, they weren't going to go all out and put Prism for. There might be a few special inserts which are of that ilk.
Yeah.
Again, we can't really tell until we have the cards in hand or there's pictures online of the actual cards, because at the moment it's just the artwork of the card on a graphic, so you can't really tell. But we've seen designs like that. It's very hard to get that kind of design onto a prismy, chromy kind of foil. So, yeah, but the checklist for it is very strong. It's first of its kind, realistically. You've got autos from not just the darts players, but people, like Russ Bray. I think that's just brilliant. So, yeah, and I'm seeing people in my YouTube comments, for example, of some darts fans who've started to get into cards the last few months since it got teased, just saying, I'm not really interested in the football side of things, but I'm learning about the cards in preparation for the darts set. So, again, it's bringing a lot more people into the collecting card market, which is great.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Like I say, it's going to be really intriguing to watch that when it drops. It's said in that beginning of December to mid-December in time for the World Championship. So we can't wait for that one. Obviously, 2 different box formats. But moving on to another set that we've seen a lot more of now, which was one of them sets that when it was announced / saying it was coming out, it got a lot of stick because obviously the Euros did finish in July. Obviously, now coming into obviously the end of November, Eurochrome has now is way underweight. I'm holding my hands up. I thought, and I said, shit, there's no point bringing this set out. It's not going to be anything good. The price is not going to do it. But they have actually made a very good-looking chrome card set. Obviously, don't get me wrong, there's still cards numbered to God knows how much, 399 or whatever, 299, whatever it is. A lot of the inserts have got numbering up to like 150, 200. But if you look at some of the cards in that set, whether it's the Berlin at Night case hits, it's the Euro 24 parallel chrome, I actually got to hold my hands up and say, and the base design is actually quite a nice card release.
Very good. Again, I'm in the same boat when Eurochrome was actually announced to be coming. I thought they would have cancelled it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, it just kind of went under the radar, and then it just came out last week, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, design is great actually. I know it's not your proper Chrome like what they've done with Marvel Chrome, Disney Chrome, where it's the actual original Chrome. What we did have a few years ago with the soccer releases. Every soccer release was like that, but unfortunately not anymore. Cutting cost tops, unfortunately. But yeah, as I say, the cards are great. The parallels really pop, all the colors. And as you say, even the lower numbered ones look amazing. The short prints, that Berlin at Night card is stunning. Yeah, but we were very wrong. That's what I will say.
Yeah. That's what I say. Everyone's so quick to judge in the hobby, and easily a lot of people sort of set, and it comes out to be quite well. So you got to be honest and hold your hands up and be like, generally, it's a really nice card. I personally picked up today the 24 Granit Xhaka from the actual Euro design card, which I thought was so nice. It's one of them that it reminds me of like the pink parallel from the women's Dom Rust. That is a unique parallel. You won't get that parallel again. It's like similar to the Disney ones with like the Mickey Mouse refractor, for example. That is quite cool, like to have that one. So I picked that one up for an absolute steal on Card Hobby for $5. So I'm not complaining for that one. A card to 24 for $5. I can stretch the budget for that one. But also looking at some of the other cards in there, obviously, there's no need. We don't have to say it. The Minion Mail's prices are doing very well. Case hits are going for over $1,000. Like, it's it's absolute madness. By saying that, they're not even case hits. I don't think Berlin at Night. I think they're short.
They
I think it's like
rumored
to
in
be
eight.
One in eight
cases. Yeah. So imagine pulling one of them and you ended up with Zinchenko.
Yeah, it's funny that. Now a card that now officially sells for $32. But obviously that has been a very nice release from Topps, and I've actually quite enjoyed it. Participated in a couple of breaks myself for the Granit Xhaka spot. But moving on now to a set that I'm not personally getting involved with, which is Impeccable. I do love Impeccable. First year Impeccable is one of my favorite card sets ever released. Obviously for you, I know you've had Crystal Palace chasing Iberieze. And then in the meantime, it's not the few worst players you can also get of Miguel Elise or Adam Walton. But obviously, you've seen a lot more of the product than I have. I've seen a couple of cases where you was involved in. But it's going to sound weird. Impeccable is just impeccable. It's always going to be a lovely looking card set and always some beautiful on-card. But finally, on-card autos are re-emerging in them sets, the premium set, which it should have been all along.
Yeah, they are starting to get better with Impeccable. I think Impeccable the last few years or so it's been dire. You open a box, you might get £50 back. It's grim. But this year, I don't think I've seen a bad case break of Impeccable. It's definitely not something to personal unless you have got the money to do it. You crack on, you do you. But if you're entering box breaks for it, and I don't know if you want the Zlatan spot, that's quite a reliable one because I'm seeing a lot of Zlatan cards come out of these Impeccable boxes. And for my chase, Iberieze, of course, again, don't know why I'm chasing his modern day cards, but why not? There's a few new ones in there, like patches he never wore. Brilliant, love it. Cheers, Panini. But with Golden Goal, for example, it's been him as Elise and Wharton. I've hit 1 of 1 for Wharton and Elise from exactly. So again, that's the thing. A lot of 1 of 1s getting pulled. It's like women's Sapphire, but men's and
Impeccable.
Rarer. Impeccable. Quite different actually. But a lot of 1 of 1s. That's what I'm trying to say there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just saying one thing I love about Impeccable, which I want to ask the question to Tox one time if I ever do manage to speak to him, of printing plates in Impeccable. You find them in there. You get quite a few of them in there. I've seen cases where it's been 2 or 3, if not more. Where do the rest of these printing plates go to for like tops cards? Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people don't care about printing plates. Fair enough. But some of the ones I see in America sports, like they get the person to sign the printing plate. They put patches into the printing plates. They're really cool. Do you ever wonder that question? Obviously, it's not as desirable as the real card. I think it's quite cool having the printing plates. Do you ever wonder though where the rest of the printing plates sometimes goes for the soccer collective? Because not many of them ever pop up in comparison to like some of the other sports.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame actually. I know, as you said, people don't find them very desirable at all. Their prices aren't crazy for one of one cards. I guess because there is multiple versions of the printing plate. You've got the different color types as well. Personally, I'm a fan. I don't mind them. I think they look quite cool, especially in F1 Chrome. They do the printing plate autos. They looked amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a Bottas one of those a few years ago, and they look great in the collection. Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. They usually bring it out with flagship. They have done the last couple of years. So UCC flagship is in a couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure, before the new year, which is crazy. So they've only just finished Stadium Club, and now they're on to 24, 25 releases. So it's a never-ending cycle, is it?
No, as I say, it's always an intriguing one. I've seen it. We see it quite a few times with the COVID backlog a couple of years ago in the NBA or NFL that you'd get like 23, 24 products after some of the 24, 25 products. So who knows? There could be a late release for like last season stuff still, and it might overlap. But it's good to see that it's semi getting back to a respectable time frame because actually having it in time for the group stage is quite cool rather than after the final. But obviously, moving away from the sets because it's been quite busy. Just talking about some of the things. Obviously, PSA submissions. Hold the back pages, everyone. I have sent 2 cards, regular PSA.
Whoa!
In 142 episodes this has taken, but it's finally happened. Mainly given into peer pressure from a lot of people that said, "How have these cards not been in slabs?" So I finally bit the bullet. They will be heading over to America at the end of next week, or actually like beginning of December. That is the Alessia Russo 1 of 1 from Don Rice and the Stina Blackstenia Sapphire Selection Super Fractor. And joined on the journey with a lovely card what you're sending. But now with PSA's time turnaround seeing a lot more efficient by what people are saying, it brings it back into a question of it's actually better. The prices are slowly coming down. We're going to talk about specials in a minute because I'm going to have a rant about that. But with the turnaround actually being semi-decent, especially for your regular submissions and like that, could be a 2-week turnaround. It does play into hands of people who want to flip cards. Obviously, regular 60 quid a card. Profit margins could decrease, but it's not really a year or 8-10 months that we once was. Now it's actually a decent time that you will miss the card, but not regret it about half a year into the submission.
Yeah, unless you get an upcharge.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's where things will get a little bit emotional. But yeah, I agree. It's making the market more fluid. We're getting more. I know a lot of people at card shows prefer selling as raw these days, especially the UK ones, because it just does better. But if you do like a slab, then you can easily drop it a sub center at London card shows, whatever card show you prefer to go to, and get them back. Well, I mean, if you're doing regular, 2 weeks, as you said. So yeah, I'm all for it, making it quicker. There must have been some sort of COVID related backlog, which was making it take a while a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's good that it's speeding up and we're getting cards slabbed up quicker than ever before.
Yeah, I was going to say, and for anyone who is either new to the hobby and might not really look at grading, especially the websites themselves, PSA do a lot of specials at Christmas time, and especially the festive period. They kind of do a advent calendar, so to speak, of different days. There'll be different specials, etc., etc. And I'm asking for one thing, PSA, please. That just to let you know, there is a soccer market out there. You can do a special for soccer. It don't always have to be baseball. Doesn't always have to be NFL. You get enough of them cards anyway. But also, there is a women's side of the hobby, and I'd think it'd be such a good way to finish 2024 if they'd done a women's sports special. How well Caitlin Clark cards have been doing this whole year. How well women's sapphire has gone down. Why not do a special for the women's side of the hobby? get more of them cards in slabs and just try and boost it. Like, it wouldn't be harm to say, right, even if it's $14.99 for each card, just something would be quite nice. Because I generally can't remember off the top of my head a soccer only special. It's been quite a while. I was talking to our good friend Dan about this, and the specials always seem to be vintage, which is good for the vintage collectors. Tickets, oversized cards, Funko Pops. It does seem like it's near enough everything, apart from like a soccer special.
I don't get it. It's not fair. The Pokemon people, they get it every day. It feels like a new special. That's just a minefield for me, all those Pokemon cards, but they must be loving life. That's why you see most Pokemon cards in slabs these days. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if there was more specials available, the more PSA slabs of soccer cards would come into the UK's sort of market, and the UK would get more familiar with slabbing stuff. Yeah. That might improve the market and make it a bit more similar to the US. I know we're obviously still miles off where the US is with cards, but just something simple like that. Just, I don't know, like $15 a card or something. I don't know what something as simple as that. I mean, then they've got loads of money. They can afford a deal like that. Soccer's on the rise as well in terms of grading, especially with the craziness of Lamine Yamal cards this year.
Yeah, I was just saying, if they'd done a soccer special, I could not wait for our good friend Troy's YouTube video of submitting cards on a soccer special and seeing if he can make money from it, because I know that would be unbelievable. Just for context, for anyone wondering, the special for Pokemon at the moment is about a 2.5 month turnaround, and it is $13.99 per card. Oh, it does sound great, doesn't it? Obviously, with shipping costs and all that, if you're doing it off your own back, it would work out more per card. But please, PSA, just for December, even give me a Sapphire special, because then that would be very expensive building up to Christmas, so people would not be getting presents. But it's worth it just to get some of the cards in slabs. But obviously, moving on finally, just to talk about a few of our cards that we've managed to hit in breaks or anything like that. Obviously, I know you mentioned you hit a couple of 1-of-1s in impeccable breaks, but one of my big chase cards I somehow got very lucky enough to hit myself. Very good friend of mine who does a load of GB breaks, obviously Bart Sports Cards. Massive thanks to him. I always pick up the Adam Peaty spot, my favourite Olympian of all time. I think everything that he's been through is just a testament to how good he is, and one of the greatest swimmers as well. Managed to hit his Stars of Paris 1-of-1 the other day, which hopefully, I think by next episode, so next week, I'll have that in hand, or it'll be on my social media. But a massive thanks for him. I can't wait to have that card. It's one of the chase cards in the set for me. But it's a set like that is so good. It was like the cricket set and a few other ones that you're guaranteed an auto to 49 or less, and then all number cards is to 25 or less. Great release. Team GB is so niche as well that the next set's going to be 4 years down the line. So I'm very happy for that one. And then my one other, well, I say pickups. I've done a trade deal, which was quite nice. Straight trade. I love a straight trade deal. So I had a Father's Day World Cup Prism 2014 Mesut Ozil to 7, which I've done a trade for a good friend of mine in America. And in exchange, I think I've done both done well on the deal, but I received a PSA 10 Purple Sapphire to 15 Lotta Wobermoy to 15 Sapphire Beth Mead Gem Mint 10 as well, and then a Stina Black Stenius Rookie Sapphire to 15. When trade deals, and we've spoken about this at abundance in the past, but trade deals, it works out so much better for people because they can move the stock they don't want as much. They get stock that you want and vice versa. It's definitely something that the UK is learning, but a long way to come back, like just what you said with like PSA.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to become word of the episode here, fluidity or fluid. It does keep the market fluid when you're doing trades. You know, you're keeping your stock fresh. You're making someone else's PC. You know, they're giving them some cards that they want, which were otherwise just collecting dust. And it's just a great way to keep cards moving around collectors and show what else is out there, I guess.
Yeah, as I say, and it's just a great way to move cards. I've done it recently as well, trying to do a lot more trade deals, especially when I think it's a lot harder in the women's side of it because there's a lot more collectors, but that frees up cards is when you offer them an asset that they want in return. But like I say, it was a very busy November for cards. I think everyone can agree with that. December's going to be an intriguing month. Topps Deco is around the corner. Always not the most popular release, but because it's one of the first of the new season, it's going to be very intriguing. Obviously, F1 Chrome has just come out, which we won't mention too much. As of recording this, Topps have just put a post out about Euro 2024 Sapphire. Yes, you guessed it. Lamine Yamal Auto Sapphire Selection to 5 was the picture they showed, which looks incredible. So that's going to be a very good release. All we're hoping is them to do it along the lines of women's Sapphire, and I don't think there'll be any complaints. And then also, Topps UK have been teasing something. No doubt the man I'm going to ask the question for is very tight-lipped because he's probably got the inside secrets, but they're previewing something soon. I think this week they're meant to be announcing it. So coming soon. And if the comments are led to, if you believe people in comments, which I always advise people don't believe people in comments, but for once, they're saying about a potential pop-up store or an exclusive something or other. Would be quite cool to have a card store in London from obviously Fanatics / Topps. Obviously, we've got the guys at Kaboom, but that could be quite intriguing and be another step forward to end 2024 on a high.
Yeah, and as you say, if the comments are anything to go off, and if the text they put on the post is anything to go off as well, W12, that just adds up to one thing.
I was going to say, you quite know that postcode quite well by a certain team in blue and white hoops who play locally.
Yeah, so I mean, it's exciting. Topps. Yeah, I'm sure they'll announce some stuff soon, but yeah, there's exciting things to come.
Like I say, it's a very exciting time of year. Obviously, Christmas is always great fun as well. No doubt a lot of people are trying to pick up some Christmas presents for other people in the card world, or most likely by themselves a lot of Christmas presents, which I'm planning not to do, but will do. But like I say, the Itonopon made Topps Now cards arrived today. So anyone who did order them, we wish you the best of luck with parallels that are hopefully soon to come. And no doubt with them parallels will come the Team GB ones.
Chance to be a fine thing.
Sorry, just had to get that one in there. But like I say, a massive thank you for joining along. If you're actually intrigued with the Champions League stickers, do check out the latest video because it shows off some of the good rookie chases in there as well, especially for us Arsenal fans, Ethan Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly. But any other videos coming out? Obviously, we know there's a few releases, like Premier League sticker book is literally around the corner as well as WSL. So is it a busy period for you as well, the December month as well?
Yeah, I'd say it is. I mean, Topps and Panini both have their sort of festive countdown calendars you can use. So I'll probably do some more videos around those. Obviously, the Champions League sticker videos on the channel now, I'll give Topps their credit where it's due. The stickers are actually looking year on year. They do it a lot better. They are giving off Panini vibes, dare I say. And as we know, Panini do make the best sticker collections out there. But Topps, they've got that Euro experience under their belt with regards to a big sticker collection release. So they're starting to, learn the market, learn what works, and the Champions League stickers I'm a big fan of. So hats off to them for that. Obviously, as you said, we've got the Premier League stickers in a couple of weeks in December. It's always just before Christmas. Great stocking filler, Premier League stickers. And of course, if you are into your women's football, you've got the WSL stickers releasing on Thursday. Again, a good stocking filler if you know someone who's into the women's game. So, I think mainly just be that throughout Christmas. We'll see if there's any other niche releases, like maybe Flagship as well. Open a few boxes of that. Deco. I think that's about it, to be honest.
Like I say, it's obviously going to be by the time it's the end of the year, and no doubt we'll get you on one more time before the closure of 2024 for our end of year review, which will be quite fun. Because no doubt you can't wait to talk about Pristine for one last time.
No, stop. No.
But like we say, massive thanks for joining us on this one. No doubt, obviously, we'll see you in the future. But most importantly, use GBW 10 because there is some WSL on there, and there's some Women's Champions League on it, but also it is Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League this week. So no doubt there's going to be a Lamine Yamal if he's fit to go on there this week.
Well, Liverpool, Real Madrid as well. That's a big fixture. Imagine Mbappe scores at Anfield. Chance to be a fine thing because he's probably offside already. But that would be pretty epic. There'll definitely be some big Topps Now cards this week. No doubt about that. GBW 10. Make sure to use it.
Like I say, a massive thanks to everyone for watching, listening along, and engaging in the podcast. And a massive thanks as well to Fadan UK for powering up this episode of the Top Load Podcast. Whether you need card stands, grading preparation kits, you name it, they've got it. Use TTP10 at checkout, save 10% off your order. But most importantly, hope everyone out there is staying safe, doing well, buying, selling, trading, and all that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.